That's why I was like, okay, I got to do something in the summer just to try to attract more animals here.
I think it's a good play especially for does.
Yeah.
I mean, because that I told you, like, obviously, but that year one, we redid the whole 40-acre project. It's like, I did all that clover and chicory just to let them know, hey, food is here. And then the very next season,
fall was very big.
Yeah.
You had a huge, I remember it was like 12 different studs coming in there. And it was like, holy crap.
Kind of makes you wonder because I wasn't running cameras. I just planted it and walked away.
Well, I go back to I think back to what I've always done. And, before me and you we got into Sturgis, the way he did things. And, before that, dude, I was a year-round clover guy.
Sure. Here we go.
This segment's brought to you by Woodsman Custom Calls.
Man, I've known Sean a long time. Great dude. He makes a great call. I haven't helped him design the camo cutter, which we saw what that thing did in Missouri this year.
Man, yeah, we had a heck of a trip up in Missouri. Ended up taking 3 birds on that trip.
Yes, sir. That's one of the 11 calls he makes out of his Outlaw series, mouth calls. But he also makes slate calls and glass calls if you need those.
We've had Sean in here on the podcast. Really good guy.
Great call. Designed by killers. For killers.
What is up, everybody?
Welcome back to the Hunt Experience, episode
41.
41.
Yep, you missed this big 40 was with Lex.
Missed 40. Shout out to Lex for,
stepping in.
Chris chair's out of whack. Smells like girl over here, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, you sat down and you're like this much above the microphone.
Yeah, I was down and out for a while, man.
Man,
I'll tell you,
dude.
I hadn't been, I don't think I've ever been that sick, honestly. I don't know what it was, but it got into my lungs and, I don't know. It was rough. I didn't, I'm a goer and I didn't leave the house for a minute.
Yeah, it shut you down, didn't it?
Grim Reaper didn't grab me, but he came and just like caressed my cheek a couple times.
Whispered in your ear.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, this is rough.
Yeah.
So rough.
So. Yeah. I know, some of my family had, matter of fact, it's mom and them, and then my brother just got, I don't think it was as bad as you had it.
Yeah.
But it was something similar. I mean, it was respiratory and it was a fever. And
I had like every symptom. I had earaches, migraines, sinuses, pneumonia, you name it. My nose started bleeding. So I was like, my wife laughs all the time. She doesn't laugh. She actually gets really scared because I don't go to the doctor a whole lot. So when I first got it, I went down to the drugstore, and I bought like nasal spray and Mucinex and NyQuil and cough syrup. And I'm just like, just popping all this stuff, taking double doses. Like, you're going to die. You're going to die. I'm like, no, it actually helps me. It feels pretty good. But I went through like so much nasal spray so I could breathe that, I started getting like nosebleeds and like, it was a good time.
Well, it was a solid 2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. And I kind of like got over it by, I went to the doctor twice and they finally gave me like this, inhaler deal that has like, some sort of steroid in it. It's like, okay, I'm starting to breathe
it loose a bit.
I got that, what is it? Oh, it's an 8 sleep mattress, and it like tracks your sleep and your heart rate and all that stuff. Like my heart rate was like down. I'm running around like 68 when I sleep at night, resting heart rate. It's like, it was down like 52.
Jeez, you wouldn't get enough oxygen.
I may be dying. I'm not sure.
Jeez.
Yeah. So today's the first day of like, man, I got some energy here.
Feel good finally?
Yeah.
Or at least almost back to normal?
Yeah, kind of. I still got some sinus stuff going on and my energy levels kind of back up. And I feel like I can, function as a human being. But
yeah. Well, this weather, man, has sure made it nice.
Yeah. Well, that's probably next, right? It's like now the stuff will start blooming and I'll probably have some sort of other allergy episode. My eyes will swell shut.
Let's hope not.
Jeez. Yeah, so I had that going on. I had my shoulder deal. I finally had a deal. Went to the doctor, got in on that finally. He did like I got that calcific tendonitis deal. And that ended up not being as big as I thought it was once he looked at the MRI, but he went in with a scope thing, dug around there for a while, and it started bleeding, so he couldn't get it out, but gave me a shot, doing some physical therapy. So hopefully I can shoot a bow next year. That's my
that'd be good. Yeah.
But I got on some peptides too, BPC 157 and TV 500, so I'm taking that. So it's quite a bit better than what it was. So
getting the wing back.
I go back in about a month, I guess, and see if he wants to actually do surgery or
just go with it.
We're recovering. So Obviously, I'm hoping for the non-surgical
Sure.
process, but I don't care. Whatever, I just want it fixed.
You just want it working right?
Yeah, exactly.
Want all the extremities working.
Yeah, get everything rolling again. I'd love to be able to lift weights again at some point. And I messaged him, like, man, this thing's feeling pretty good. You think I can? No, don't lift weights. No, don't lift weights.
Do nothing.
I guess I'll just be lazy for a little while longer then.
Well, shout out to Joe on that neck thing he gave me, man.
Really?
Oh,
Good.
Dude, I haven't had any issues.
Awesome.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, some real wood. This got epoxy on it.
I'm not getting crazy. You know, I mean,
sure.
I'm taking it easy, but I have had zero.
Good.
Yeah. So, and I'm doing it probably 2 or 3 nights a week. So it's a traction deal.
Yeah.
To put your neck in traction.
I never even opened it up and looked at it. He just said it works.
No. Yeah. Dude.
Let Cody use it. So,
well, when I had originally hurt myself last summer, I guess, the end of in August, I think. And dude, it was like, I couldn't do anything. And then they, I went to the doctor and doctor sent me to a physical therapist. I think the same one you use.
Yeah.
And he put me in that machine. He had that that very one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That very one. Because he had the big one, like the automated one. And then he had just a separate one for when he's got 2 people in there.
Sure.
And that's the one he put me on to start with. Yeah. And he's like, let's see if this helps. He said it should, take the pressure off that nerve, whatever. So far, so good, dude. Yeah. So I'm just going to.
Like a 3-day-a-week regimen?
Yeah. Just keep it in there. And
how long you want it?
10, 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
No, I lay in the floor and I stretch it till it's uncomfortable, but and then I leave it there. And dude, when I get off of it, I could feel in the area where the trouble is. I can feel it had separated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I guess it's doing whatever it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Don't air it up too high and pop your head off.
No, yeah. Christy's like, you think I can use that? I was like, I don't know about you.
Yeah, she got some fusion or something.
Yeah, she's got 2 or 3 different levels fused. Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, you're popping nothing loose.
You want to break the welds.
Got arc weld in there.
You got too high and pop those welds, you might be in a world of pain. Easy. Yeah, that's bad.
But now, good, man. I'm glad you're kind of getting back.
Yeah, good to be back, man. I worked all this week, ish. And, yeah, it's good stuff. So I think I'm taking off tomorrow. I got back into the whole rental deal. So I'm going to do some. Yeah,
you told me about that.
Some painting and some stuff like that tomorrow. But I worked this week and got everything kind of knocked out. Felt pretty decent.
Well, so. I told the wife about it because I guess you're probably on her mail route.
Yeah.
Over there, or your property.
Yeah.
And then you tell me the town it was in over there.
Yeah.
I think it's probably on her route.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the reason she was like, well, where exactly? I don't know. He just told me.
It's right behind the bank back there. Yeah.
Oh, I bet she knows exactly the address and everything.
I'm sure. Yeah. Which, who knows?
Yeah. So you got something else cool. You got some merch on there, brother.
Yeah, man.
Wearing a new cool
shout
hat.
out to Yahoo Creek, man. I've been dealing with this guy for a minute on some. He's got some good products on there. Check him out on the TikTok shop. But anyway, it didn't work out on a hoodie situation. And anyway, we ended up getting together. I was like, well, I'll take one of your hats. He's like, well, I can do your logo on it, for your podcast. Like, really? He's like, yeah. So got some hats coming there. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold these.
They fit well, well made. So check those guys out. Yahoo Creek. It's on the TikTok shop is where I kind of got. But we've been texting back. I got his number. He's got mine. We text back and forth. Even contemplating on getting him on the podcast. So he's kind of up for that too. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Really good looking hat, man.
It really is, man. They fit nice. I mean, I'm real particular about my hats.
Me too.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, they the company that makes my shop hats, I kind of got that dialed in to where they fit like I like them to fit. Yeah. And so I get a little bit nervous when I hop outside that. The guys that normally do mine, but yeah, these turned out awesome.
See, I am not a picky guy. Never have been. Don't really care, about how I dress.
Yeah.
I used to care about shoes. I really don't care about shoes anymore. I buy cheap shoes. Yeah. But a hat, a hat has to be right.
It's fit right.
Yeah. It's got to be right.
The same way.
Dude, I bet I've got 50 hats up there, and I won't wear 45 of them because I didn't like how it fit. Either as a gift or I bought it and then brought it home, and it's like, no, I can't do that.
Mine's just all about the height. If it's sitting like 4 inches off the top of my head, or if it's too flat build, I can't do that.
You can't Elmer foot it.
No, when I coached travel baseball, it was like we always, the hats we got were all like, flat bill hats. I'm like,
got to put a little bit in it.
I tried, but they're built differently. So it's like, man, I don't like this, but It's kind of part of the coach's attire.
Gotcha.
Had to wear athletic shorts, the pullover or the jersey, and the flat bill hat. That was
Well,
kind of what we had to do.
well,
so.
I've got a big head, but
Yeah.
it's egg shaped.
Yeah.
My head's longer
Big brain.
and
That's
narrow,
big brains.
narrow
Yeah.
and long.
Yeah.
And so it's like, dude, there's certain hats I just can't wear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like cutting in my forehead or whatever. But when I get the right one, though, man, it's like money. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, so I used to be like a fitted only guy.
yeah, me too.
And then I kind of got away from that. I was like, I don't really like that too much anymore. But
Yeah, see,
that's all I wore.
That's this one here.
Yeah.
And when I first got it, just like you're talking about, it's like, oh, that's too tall. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's too tall.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I started wearing it and I was like, I kind of like that. Now I want this. See, the hats I used to wear, dude, it would take forever to get it like I wanted it, but it laid on the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's the kind of hat I wore for years.
Yeah.
And now I've actually got some sticking up here.
Yeah, I don't mind about 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah,
Anything over that.
I'm crossed over. I mean, I kind of like this better than the laid back hat now.
Yeah,
So.
like I got an old Atlanta Braves hat that's that way, and it's like it just fits on your head, like the total shape of your head. But I put it on now, I'm like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it does. It's changed.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? That's all I would wear too.
Yeah.
I mean, for years, that's all I would wear.
Well, I probably have close to 100 hats, and then my wife's like, I take them off and put them on the kitchen counter, and there's one on my recliner. There's some on the end table, and then for Christmas, I like, hey, what do you want? And I was like, I want this hat and this hat. I was like, you want more hats? I'm like, yeah.
You can't ever get too many hats. Man. Dude, above my clothes in our closet,
that's kind of way.
It's just solid hats.
Yeah, I got that those shelves when you walk in my closet and like you walk
just
in, there's
line.
like first 5 shelves are full, and there's some up on top, and then I got them laying all around the house.
And you never throw them away. I don't.
I got some work hats. You do start doing the food plot stuff, and it's like
it
you
destroys
get covered in dust and sweat and all that stuff. And after a while, you're
turns
like,
to mud.
all right, I got to get rid of this thing. Like it's bad. Like it's real bad.
Yeah, I think I still have just about every hat from my teenage years.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
I got baseball hats from when I played summer stuff. And from 15, 16.
Really?
Still got them.
I the only one I have that's that old is I played Little League football for Mansfield, and we went undefeated for what I'd pay 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So 4 years we never lost a game. I have a Mansfield Tiger hat that says undefeated, whatever year that would have been. I can't remember what it was. 81.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
82. 3, 4, 5 or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And it's like the old foam, it's like kind of that foam deal. Yeah.
It's got foam backing
with
on
the
it.
rope on the middle of it. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Too nice.
Yeah, you got to hold on to that one.
Yeah. Got to keep it. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's super cool, man. Got a little merch roll in there. I like that.
No,
That's
they're
awesome.
good. They're good. I got them in today. Hadn't texted him yet to tell him how nice they were, but I'll probably do a little deal for him on TikTok and put it up on YouTube or something. And
Sweet.
but yeah, they're nice. I've already given quite a few out to this one guy. He's a Oklahoma duck guide, and he saw me wearing mine today, and he was in the barber shop. He said, "Hey man, can I get one of those hats?" Like, actually, yeah, I got them in the truck right now. And so I gave him one, and then the guy who cuts my hair, he wanted one. Of course, he's a avid listener, so
Nice.
I gave a couple of them out already. So
Shout out to the haircutting guy.
yeah,
Thanks for listening.
whoop, whoop. Yeah, he was giving me a hard time, like about how terrible the podcast was. Like, I never said it was going to be good. We're just trying to stay consistent.
We're just dudes talking. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We have
So yeah, there you go. There's that. That's kind of the catch up on life so far. You sell a van?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I saw you put it up on Facebook the other day. I was going to share it, and I got sidetracked, and I pulled in today. I was like, oh man, the van's gone.
Too cheap.
Yeah.
Because it was like day and a half.
Oh really?
11 dudes.
Oh yeah, you sold it too cheap. Then.
Almost a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just wanted it gone. I mean, it's one of them deals, Yeah, but I was kind of I don't know. There's some nostalgia there, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
Dude, I've had that for a long time.
Yeah, you almost lived in that thing.
I did, dude. God. And dude, when I cleaned it out, oh my God.
Done all kinds of relics.
So stuff I didn't even know I had.
Yeah.
But now I'm liking the new one, dude. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what the greatest thing ever invented is? Cruise control.
Yeah, when you told me that a few
I had
episodes ago,
never
like,
had it.
You didn't have cruise control. Dude, I live on cruise
Well, you know how
control.
much I drive.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, I've been driving this new one now for a couple of weeks, and it's like, I'm just going to set the cruise.
Yeah.
This looks great.
Dude, I drive with my wife. She's afraid to use cruise control, but like when we go anywhere, even like sometimes if I'm just hopping on the interstate for a minute, but mine's my truck now, it's on the steering wheel. You just press up or down or resume or whatever. So it's like I'm set at 65 or whatever, and the guy's, going to, I won't even touch my gas pedal. I'll just like, and just pass him, and then they hit resume, go back down my regular speed. Like I don't even touch the pedals. I drive with it a lot. So
yeah, that's really good. And then turns out when you're in a van like mine and you got horrible blind spots, there's a backup camera.
Yeah,
I've never had that either.
Yeah,
and so I still back up, and I'm like really cautious because I don't have any mirrors in the back. I mean, any glass in the back.
Yeah,
so it's like major blind spots. And it's been like that since I've had it.
Yeah.
And so, boy, I creep. Anytime I back, I creep because, and now it's like, oh, yeah, I can just look on the camera.
See where I'm at. See, I was like, whenever I've been in the body shop business for years, so I get to see all the new technology coming through. You know, when backup cameras came out, I was like, garbage. I'm a mirror guy. I was raised on mirrors, but now it's like, oh, I used to crap.
Well,
I'm backing up trailers, or I look at my mirrors, but I'll still check. Like, is there anything behind me? Like, I glance at it. It's a, I don't know, 10-inch screen or whatever.
Yeah. I'm still a hardcore mirror guy. Sure. But I'm teaching myself I can glance at that.
Just glance at
but
it.
I don't really trust it yet.
Yeah.
Even though it's showing me what's going on.
Yeah. Like with the truck, I think it's imperative. Like I wish I had, some of the newer ones, they actually have some sort of camera like up on your third brake light that shines down like for gooseneck, hooking up your goosenecks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I want a new truck now. I want that. I want to be able to do that because it takes me like 11 tries to get on the gooseneck ball. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. Back there hidden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Brutal.
Well, speaking of technology, I kind of talked to you a little bit about before, and we don't have to get into it, but so I was listening to a pod the other day, and the guy was talking about this, that Microsoft has found another element.
Yeah.
And what I mean by element is, liquid, solid, gas.
Yeah.
3 elements, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Supposedly they found a 4th element.
Okay.
And
news to me, I haven't been up on that.
Yeah. And so they think, and this is Microsoft saying this, and they've released it. You need to go see if you can find it and read up on it. It's really interesting. But they say in the next 5 years, they're going to revolutionize technology. Yeah. Like mind-blowing. I
can barely operate my computer now.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, everybody's freaked out about AI anyway.
Yeah.
AI this, AI that. And he broke it down like this. He said that AI now, the technology that we have now with AI, takes something that would have taken 5 to 10 years, AI can do in 12 hours. That's kind of how he broke it down. So something that regular knowledge took 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
That's where AI is at now.
Yeah.
This new technology, they're saying 50 to 100 years in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Which is, it just blows your mind. Your mind is like, I don't even know what they're talking about. But
I don't either.
It's got a name, and supposedly they've got this element where they can contain it and put it in a microchip, and computers will be mind-blowing. And you can hold it in your hand, and it's powerful than anything in the world. And it's just like, what? Where are we at, man? What's going on around here?
Yeah. I don't know. I already see these robots running around people's houses and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not sleeping with one of those things roaming around my house, I can tell you. So who knows what this technology.
What was that movie, iRobot?
Yeah.
No? Was it iRobot?
Yeah. Take over the world.
Yeah, it's like he's looking at me. What's he looking at?
Here we go.
Yeah. Forget that.
Yeah, that's the start of it for sure.
Yeah, no, it's weird, man.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, man. It's like it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Won't get into the politics side of it, but I mean the wins that America is getting.
Mm-hmm. How much money we're saving, and how much waste there was and fraud, and
we're yet to see that. I'm sure. We won't know that for a little bit.
It's still going.
Good news is, if Canada becomes the 51st state, we can go hunt them Saskatchewan bucks.
I'm in. Mark me down right now.
Like 400 pounders over there. Like,
can you imagine?
Hey, what's a tag going to cost and what's it gets the 51st state?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Which I don't know. I'm not a big hockey guy. We went and watched the Tulsa Oilers. Me and the wife did one time because we like doing this stuff we hadn't done before, horse racing and all that stuff. And it's usually a one-time deal. But after that whole Canada booing the U.S. deal and all the fights and all that stuff. I started watching it, and then they ended up losing the championship to Canada. Like, oh, you kidding me? You have to win that game.
After we beat them, then they go back and lost to them.
Championship, they lost the championship 3-2. Yeah, I was like, I told the wife,
Dang it.
watching hockey, and I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm watching this hockey game tonight. 100%.
Well, see, I seen that. All I had seen is where we beat them.
Yeah.
And it was just like this montage of dudes beating the dudes up. And then it was, the winning.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
But they got us in the end.
It's like you got all the, NBA and NFL kneeling to the flag, and you got the hockey dudes like beating the crap out of you for booing the deals. Like, maybe I was watching the wrong sport the whole time.
Yeah, no
like, these dudes are legit.
America.
They are not playing.
They come to fight.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I'm way behind on everything. Of course, been off, down and out for a while, but I've got so much stuff to do, man. I'm still trying to get that, all my food plot stuff. I need to brush hog my switchgrass down, brush hog my plot screen down, and kind of get ready for my whole, I won't really call it TSI because I'm just basically clearing up my food plot, but
yeah, you're opening it up.
Yeah, I got to get that done, get the stumps ground, blah, 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 blah. So my list is growing exponentially here before
Yep.
spring comes. Did you ever frost seed?
I did.
Did you?
Yep.
Nice.
Knocked out the frost seeding. It was 2 big cold fronts ago. So it definitely should have sucked it in the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
I will say this too. I meant to tell you this. A bunch of my radishes got eaten.
Yeah. So I noticed that the other day.
Did you see that?
Yeah. So
pulled up and like half of them ate.
I took because my rye's like, maybe half an inch tall right now because they're just like hammering it. But I took, it was, what's today? Thursday? So Tuesday. I had a problem with my little e-bike, and kind of find out it has like hydraulic brakes on it, so you have to like put fluid in it and bleed the brakes off. And anyway, I lost my back brakes, so I was like, I'm gonna take this thing for a spin. So I'm like, I'm gonna ride around the corridors right quick and the food plots right quick and just see if there's some sheds laying out there. And same deal, some of the rashes got plucked up, and I don't know if that was the one thing sticking above the 1.5 to 2 inches of snow we got.
Maybe they're digging for them.
What the purpose was.
I know I probably had to just through my quick walk through there's probably 20 or 30 of them that had been manipulated.
Same.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so radishes get eat at the end of February.
Yeah. Well, dude, speaking of that, let's see, tomorrow season ends officially here for us, which I mean, we ain't been hunting in a while.
Season's out, yeah.
You remember that video I sent you? You said, what deer is that? He was laying a scrape down in the corner of the food plot, walked a big, heavy bodied 3.5-year-old 7. Sent you a video.
Yeah,
like, what deer's that? Like 7 point. He's still holding horns.
Yeah, no, I've got, dude, I've got 2 here.
Yeah.
And 1 at the other property.
Okay.
All still got full rack.
I've got him, an 8, and a 4-good horn is still holding.
Yeah.
And so, but he came in the other night. I hadn't seen him in a while. I was like, oh my gosh. Cause that's one of the bucks. I figured I'd probably find his sheds on the food plot because he's like bang, 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 bang.
Stays there.
He's hammering it. Yeah. But, I know why I hadn't found which I hadn't really looked. I just kind of buzz around on the e-bike right quick and to see if there was some laying out there. But, he's still hanging on. So
I've got 3 cameras left, I think.
Yeah.
That I've just still got out. And, I'm speaking of that. One of them's full of coyotes. That we could hunt if you want to do that.
I was just talking about that yesterday. I got woke up last night like at 12:50, and they were like outside right there towards the doctor's place, like, almost in my yard, just like ripping it up. And I had several pictures. I'm like, I need to, it'd be kind of fun to go out there and pop some.
Well, Clint's place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're like morning daylight.
Oh, yeah. We've had good luck there anyway.
2 of them together.
Which place? Home place or
where we killed last year?
Oh, the big one?
Yeah, you remember in the tournament?
Chicken houses?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
me and you in the tournament?
Yeah.
We tag teamed one at the same time.
His other place, we had good luck there too.
So. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He called me and somebody hunted him for that tournament because we weren't in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he said it was. I don't know. They didn't do no good, I don't think. But anyway, something we may want to go do.
Yeah.
Just
It'd be fun. I
go-
told the
go
boy
throw
that
the
too.
lucky duck out
The
and-
boys wanted to kill something. I was like, well, we can definitely hook up and do some coyote hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Cody, he's got more.
We got plenty of
places
places to
to
shoot
do.
coyotes in the face.
I got the what is that HuntWise deal app on mine.
Yeah.
Flipped it over from deer to coyotes, and like there's
Oh, is that a thing? I didn't know that.
yeah. You can flip it over to whatever turkey or whatever, and it'll tell you like what's the hours. And like, yeah, pretty cool. I don't know how accurate it is, but there's several days in there to where like it's showing pretty good.
See, this has been daylight pictures. Like, I bet I've got 4 or 5 days of them.
Yeah,
I mean, like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, just
running through there,
cruising through there.
Yeah.
Last time there was 2 in the picture together, and that's the dad stand back there.
Oh, gotcha.
Is where they were.
Yeah.
But we could call them to that field, most likely.
Yeah, you would think. Remember that one time we called that one right to the edge, and he just
never would commit.
Never would come out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But no, so yeah, I got 3 cameras left. Just kind of letting them roll over the plots, and back plot's pretty much gone, dude. I don't know if the snow did it or what. I'm not real sure, but it's not completely dead, but it's rough looking.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's too much water.
That rye pot could be, yeah.
It's very wet.
That rye will pop back up for sure.
Oh yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
Well, the winter wheat will too, for that matter.
Yeah.
But as far as something for them to eat right now, there's not really much in it.
Yeah.
I walked the whole thing kind of like you. I was looking for a shed land there, and it was kind of surprising.
Yeah, mine's low, like they've mowed it down.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
we had which on these warm temperatures. Last time I told you, mine was up to almost probably 2 inches because I guess the rain and the temperatures were up there for 2 or 3 weeks. And I go, what's going on? And now it's back down to.
Well, you may get a shot in the arm here in the next couple of weeks, dude, with this temperatures.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it'll probably pop back up. Yeah.
I think tomorrow's like 77. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
77, which I think we'll have probably one more
big cold front. I figured so too.
It's all over with. I would imagine.
I agree too. Yeah, usually once we get into March, pretty heavy. It's usually maybe one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one year it was what was it? When's the first day of spring?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it in April or May? Anyway,
it should be April.
April, I think. Anyway, we had like 10-inch snow. That's been years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It didn't stick around for like 2 days, got warm again. But
sure.
Yeah, that was a weird year.
Yeah. So I got like I said, tons of projects to do. I need to go do some work on the lease. I got some rentals to work on, the house deal. And then here's the deal. Of course, like I said, I've been on the couch. I don't know, whatever it is, the electric love seat recliner couch thing I have.
Yeah.
Like that's where I've been spending my days and throwing an AirPod in and listen to something. But I've been on this doe kick, right? Like, man, I need to see how many does I need to kill. Like, and I can't really find anything. But
yeah.
Anyway, I watched this guy, and he basically said. So I've been thinking about doing some timber management even more. I don't know if I'll be able to do it this year because I got so much to do already. But a fully timbered, non-TSI property will make 50 to 100 pounds per acre of browse.
Okay.
50 to 100 pounds.
That's full canopy?
Full canopy. That's just saying you haven't done any work to it at all.
Okay.
Not including mass crops, your acorns, and for us. And we know how that is here. Some years you have way too much like we did last year. And some years there's not a whole lot. So that excludes the bumper crops of, whatever you're putting off.
I got you. Okay.
A deer will eat about 2,000 pounds a year.
Wow.
2,000 pounds a year. And
all total or browse?
Total.
All total.
Total food.
Just food.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
2,000 pounds a year. Okay. So I forget what the math came out to be, but I think it's like you need 40 acres of canopied forest, non-TSI'd forest to feed one deer. That's how the math works out.
Wow.
And with a 30% reduction in canopy, you swap that to 500 to 600 pounds per acre with a 30% reduction in the canopy. So it kind of makes you think, right? It's like,
So you triple your food?
Yeah, whatever that 300, 400% increase in feed with just a 30%. So if you go 50%, and you do the math on that, which was kind of crazy to me. And like that, I think it was actually University of Auburn that did this study about the canopy reduction. So I was
really
bouncing all over the place. Yeah. So yeah, 30% reduction in canopy TSI was a 500% increase. So you go, like basically 600 pounds per acre.
Oh, nice.
And I thought it's pretty crazy. You thought you put that in, mathematical terms, one deer eats 2,000 pounds. So in order to keep one deer on your property and keep it healthy, 40 acres is what you have. Ours is different because we have food plots, obviously.
Sure.
But if you're just hunting regular woods.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
That's a crazy thought.
I was probably shocked about that too. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
And the other thing I read was, it was kind of a little bit controversial for me. I was looking into doe harvest, obviously it's been on my mind for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If you harvest, let's say you have a doe walk in, has a button buck with her, you let that doe walk. I'm not going to kill any does this year. And we all know this, the doe will eventually kick that button buck out.
Right.
And he will reside anywhere from 3 to 5 miles away.
I've heard that.
Okay. So that's kind of common knowledge.
Right.
Here's something I didn't know. If you harvest that doe, it's a 90-something% chance, 98, 99% chance that buck will live on your property. That's his home range.
Because mama never took him anywhere else?
Never kicked him out.
Makes sense.
So the other side of that is,
so is there a bunch of does fixing to die next year?
I'm thinking about it. I do this every year. Like, I'm not going to do them. This year I had like 13. It's like, I think I got too many. I really do.
Yeah.
Neighbor killed one. But the flip side of that is, I think we talked about it, 2 or 3 podcasts ago, to where Mississippi State guys say
big bucks come back.
Those bucks will come back. So it's a little bit controversial there. But even with that, if you got for me, it's like, it kind of changed my way of thinking. Like, if you've got a buck that's got good genetics and you think he's bred the majority of these does, the following year, if you did or didn't harvest that buck, if you kill that doe with that button buck and you think he's going to live there for 4 or 5 years, man,
that's a cool thought.
Kind of makes it pretty tempting, right?
Yeah. You got to wonder. See, on my place, not this year, but last year, pretty sure like 5 or 6 of my does got killed.
Really?
Just with the pressure all around.
So you don't really have a doe problem like I do you?
No, I don't have the numbers, dude.
Yeah.
And see, that's the whole reason I frost seeded clover.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's a smart idea.
Well, it's just my numbers have not been what they used to be.
Yeah.
And it's not because we're harvesting the animals, but I do know more people around me are harvesting animals than there used to be.
Right.
So maybe that's why. I mean, I don't know that
Makes
for
sense,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thought was, okay, I'm going to give them another year-round food source.
Yeah.
And try that and just see if them numbers increase, and get my number. I was like you, dude. I was a 13, 15 does with young ones.
Yeah.
That was normal.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that in years.
Yeah.
And like I said, in that time, we've taken one doe.
That's me. I haven't killed one in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
And, a lot of guys will come in and like, they want to kill, everything's kind of wrapped up. Their bucks have been killed or they've disappeared and like, let's go out and kill some does late. For me, I want to kill them early.
Yeah.
Because if I have my food plots there, why do I want to let 2, 3, however many I decide to kill does eat that food all year round? And then I harvest them at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather kill them already. That way I've got more food, viability for everything else that's living there. But
here's a theory that I had, and it doesn't mean anything. This is just something I thought about. I always thought that if mama got killed of a button buck, so button buck's still there, he's going to hang around the place he knew. But to me, those are the deer that die at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because they're that dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have that matriarchal doe going, get the heck out of here.
Yeah, possibly. And we're dealing with 40, 50 acres now. If it was a 2,000 acre farm, you could probably be like, all right, that buck's not going to die because he's going to live.
Sure. Yeah. You could manage it better.
We don't have that option, obviously, but still kind of makes you think like, because I've always like, when I do harvest a doe, it's always without yearlings. fawns, whatever. Like I won't kill one.
Sure.
But now it's kind of like makes you think like,
Yeah. You may be looking for buttons, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you know how we do like with food plots. I think every year we're trying something new. So it's like maybe this is my new thing. Maybe I will try to harvest
for sure.
those, or get some kids out there, let them harvest, and I might take whatever 4 or 5, half a dozen even on my place, and just see what it does.
Yeah, honestly, your setup to me, I don't think it would gonna hurt you.
No,
You
I think it'll help me because my food plots get hammered because I have too many.
Yeah, you have a lot of deer coming.
Yeah, for sure. So that was one of those deals.
That's really interesting.
Kind of makes you think. Yeah.
Well, I'm intrigued about the buck coming back thing, like we did a couple podcasts ago.
Yeah.
Because I've got some like, is that what happened? Is that why that buck came back here? Kind of stories,
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, oh yeah, I had him. Oh, okay, yeah, I had it. And then it's like, why did he come back here? And then you do a little research and like, well, maybe that's the buck that
Yeah.
So
that was really cool because I listened to that. You brought it up to me. It's like, oh yeah, it started becoming familiar to me as we talked about it. It's like even the path they take being like, it's almost the same path every single season. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. That is crazy
how that works. But yeah, I don't know, man. I've been doing a lot of, obviously a lot of, the other thing I read was genetics. And we always, for me, and I didn't get really swayed by the study, but I guess it kind of makes sense. But I've got the lease over here on the other side. It's like, 3,500 acres or something. And I've got my house place. And a lot of the bucks that get thrown off on my place, it seems like they do. I got a lot of, mainframe 8s, some 9s. A lot of them, there's some split stuff going on. So you can kind of tell, like, man, or that real tight, this deer right here. I've had several that kind of look like him. It's like, oh, that's got to be one of his kids. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Even that buck I shot over the back of last year, I feel like it probably came from this
lineage,
this type of deal. But this guy was talking about a lot of the genes really don't get passed on. His version of it was because you can get bred by 170-inch 12-point, but he's not saying genetics don't get passed on. He's saying there's so many things that go into it. Like, all right, when did this buck get born? What food was available to him? Did we have a rain that year? What was mom's milk like? And so there's so many things, like he may be a 6-point for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my first thing I went to when you said that was like, okay, you go to a deer farmer and find out.
Yeah.
Because they're growing these gigantic 300-inch deer, and it's a bloodline thing, and it's a passed on thing.
But in perfect conditions.
Yeah. And that does not exist in the wild.
Right.
So, I think it's anything goes.
Yeah.
If dude, and we've had it. If we have a drought and there's, or we didn't have any mass crop at all, or the browse is bad, whatever.
Yeah.
There's so many variables to that.
Yeah.
I think now I'm like you. I think that I can say that buck came from a buck I killed 2 years ago.
Exactly.
He looks just like him, and is he bigger? Is he smaller?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just depends on the year, I think.
Yeah. Horn structure wise, I'm that way too, because I don't know if it's like a coincidence or what, but I've killed some decent deer, and like 4 years later, I'll see ones like, dude, that reminds me just of blank, whatever deer that was,
Yep. I killed that, been a bunch of years ago now, a long time ago, killed that biggest 17.
Yeah.
2 years later, dude, I had a 2.5-year-old, his kid.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, just freakish.
Yeah.
And splitting and just, I only seen him one time, one picture. And I was like, oh man, if he sticks around, that'd be awesome. But it was like, that's gotta be his offspring.
That's my belief too. Now I do think that, there are some stuff that can definitely hinder that, so in okay or perfect conditions, that doe's going to kick off a probably pretty nice buck.
Yeah.
But if, I don't know, I kind of found it kind of interesting because I didn't really think about it, like let's just say this year we had, acorns for 5 months.
Yeah. Solid.
So what are these 3.5-year-old bucks going to look like at 4.5?
Right.
So they had all that nutrition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it going to change?
No.
Like, are they going to put on 12, 15, 20, 30 inches? I mean, kind of, because I was covered up early season with just really nice 3.5-year-old 8-points.
Sure, sure. Me too.
Like, are they going to come back as 10s, 12s, 150s? Like, what's going to happen since we had a almost a record year for acorns, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a good question. I go back to, you just made me think about it. The buck Lexi killed 2 or 3 years ago was a 5-year-old. I knew him as a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
What was his name? She shot him in the neck. Turn down.
Oh, yeah.
Turn down.
Yeah.
Dude, he did not grow from 4 to 5. I mean, 4 years old, he's the same size as he was. She killed him at 5. And I was just like, what caused him
to not move
not move the needle?
Yeah.
He did not. I mean, maybe a little more mass, but not much, dude. He was pretty thin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this deer's 5. I know he's 5.
Yeah.
And it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
And, but I think back and that his 4-year-old year, we had a bad drought.
Droughts. Yeah. I've heard that's a pretty big,
big
deal.
Was that it? Was there no browse? Was it,
almost
was he
starved to death
struggling?
Right when the horns were starting to grow. Yeah. So that's another deal. I'm going to really get fired up. I'm trying to do like 3 different mineral spots on mine here pretty quickly.
Just get some minerals out for him?
Yep. Yeah. I think I'm going to try it and just, I've done it before in the past, but I haven't been super consistent with it. So I'm going to try that and see.
See, I've actually thought about it. Me and Jode actually talked about this.
Yeah.
Doing supplemental feed, like legit protein. Supplemental feed. Yeah. And just pound it at them. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be cheap.
No.
But just pound it at them and then see, okay, I know that buck was on my place all summer long. Man, he's heavy, or man, he's a bigger buck, know, and just say, okay, we upped his protein by double. Mm-hmm. Did it make a difference?
But same thing. I was talking to one of my painter today, and I used to raise chickens pretty heavily, and he's getting into it. It's like, man, what did you do? And I was like, dude, there's I forgot what it was now, high yield something. It's like 30% protein, chick starter or whatever. And it's like, I was using the 12%. And once I switched over to that, I'm talking about your birds grew like twice as fast.
Exactly.
So it's same thing with the human being, it's like, take in 1 gram of protein per pound of body and see what happens. Like, it's going to be pretty big.
And that's the other thing too about it. It's like, okay, you think about a buck putting on a rack every year and what his body has to go through to do that.
Yeah.
Not only when you slam them with protein and build them up, dude, they're bigger. They're bigger body deer. Yeah. Because they're using that. Oh yeah. That nutrient. Yeah. And so,
I think the next plays into that too, son. Cause I told you like that 8-point, I couldn't get a shot this year. And the one that came in that was all busted up, that video looking down on him, he reminded me of a Missouri buck. Like, so wide and big. Like, oh my gosh, this thing is huge.
Yeah. Big body deer.
I'm hoping as many times as I saw that deer this year, all busted up, that he comes back next year. Because if I can kill him before he breaks everything off, like, I think he's going to be a good deer.
Oh yeah. it. For sure. And no, I'm excited about you. We talked about it before. It's like, dude, I got a ton of 3-year-olds that this year that just got to pass, on several properties.
Yeah.
Not many. There wasn't a lot of 4-year-olds this year. There just really wasn't.
Yeah. No, I didn't have it. I had 2. One of them was busted up. And I think that 7 points, I think he was 4.5.
Yeah.
Just by his body type.
Well, I got the 10 here that I shot and we didn't find. Yeah. He's fine. Yeah. He made it all through the season. And then the 5-year-old here that I killed.
Yeah.
Dude, that's about it. I did have the 9 that left. He left in early October.
Oh,
He's just split, But, other than that, dude, that was it. So that's why I was like, okay, I got to do something in the summer just to try to attract more animals here.
I think it's a good play especially for does.
Yeah.
Because, that I told you, like, obviously, but that year one, we redid the whole 40-acre project. It's like, I did all that clover and chicory just to let them know, hey, food is here. And then the very next season,
fall was very big.
Yeah.
You had a huge, I remember it was like 12 different studs coming in there. And it was like, holy crap.
Kind of makes you wonder because I wasn't running cameras. I just planted it and walked away.
Well, I go back to I think back to what I've always done. And, before me and you we got in Sturgis, the way he did things. And, before that, dude, I was a year-round clover guy.
Sure.
And I had been for years and years and years, and I always had deer numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this is it, but it makes me think, I stopped the year-round food source.
Yeah.
and went to the fall stuff, really the best fall stuff we've ever done.
Right.
And I don't have the deer number. And so I'm wondering, and you give me pause on your place because we did your 2 acres in clover that first year.
Yeah.
And dude, you were banging year 1 as far as.
No, I know. Yeah.
It was nuts. I don't know. Maybe, that's something to think about. Like I said, I've already frost seeded and hopefully it's successful. But if it's not, I don't typically plant clover in the spring just because there's so much competitive weeds.
Yeah.
It's really hard to establish it.
Yeah.
But if my frost seed don't take, which I think it will, but if it doesn't take, I may actually try to.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I think it
just for the heck of it,
especially with your numbers kind of change.
Yeah.
You've seen them change, so it's like, okay, like we always say, okay, what changed?
Yeah.
Well, what changed was summer foods.
Yeah, summer foods. What changed here? And now I realized, for Arkansas, dude, June, July, August, we smoke. We smoke food plots. I mean, especially if it's clover.
Yeah.
And the clover will just. But what I found is, even though it'll brown and die.
Yeah.
As soon as you get cool weather in spring, in the fall, poof, back up it comes.
I can tell you, like, I still, how long, 3 years ago I did clover.
You still got clover.
I still have clover in my food plots. Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
And I can tell you, like, this year.
It's definitely a perennial.
I crimped over, what did I put in there? Buckwheat. I crimped over my buckwheat and it laid there. In some areas it was really thin because of all the trees. Another reason why I wanted to get rid of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I had Bermuda grass come up. So I sprayed twice.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
And I still have clover.
It made it through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right there close to the...
it's a heck of a root system.
Close to the plot screen where it's shaded. Clover.
Clovered in.
Yeah. It's like, that's 3 years ago with 2 sprayings on it. And so it'll definitely pop back.
It's still going. Yeah. So I don't, I will see. I mean, that's interesting thought though on what you brought up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like anything that makes me, question the way I've done things forever.
That's kind of who I am too.
I was like, well, what if that's better?
Yeah.
What if I need to take out every doe with a button buck?
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you right now that it's probably going down on my place because like I said, I hadn't killed a doe in 3 years, and that was one doe, and that was it was January 1st. I woke up, after New Year's Eve. Well, I'm going hunting in the morning, and big doe walked in, circled, walked back in again. The third time I was like, I'm arrowing. And I just smoked her because I'd killed this deer that year. So I 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I took him and I took a doe, and that was late. So it's like, I think I'm gonna, food plots, kick in early enough. If I can kill a deer early, that's the thing. Like, I want to be out there in October and like smoking does when it's, that time. But if I can get one early, that'd be super cool. If we have that velvet deal, that always plays a role too. Like, I think you just got to commit to do it.
I wonder if they'll change the dates.
Be nice.
I mean, they were pretty much gone by the time we got here.
Yeah. You can still kill a buck in that 3-day window. So
we had a real close play on that, though. We really did.
We did.
That dude was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just waited us out, which that's the way it goes. But I don't know. We'll see.
I know, dude. I'm telling you, it's like I feel a little bit like overwhelmed right now because like I want to.
There's a lot to
cut
do.
Down the switchgrass, put my pre-emergent out, my lawn at the house. I need to scalp it or burn it all. Pre-emergent that. I got so much stuff going on. I mean, I have tons of trees I got to get rid of, and that's gonna be a job.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a job.
But I mean, we got to. I was talking to my neighbor next to me. I was riding the e-bike around. And, just tinkering around, checking my brakes, looking for sheds. And I see him with smoke. So I rolled up over there, and he's doing some burning over there. He got tired of waiting on the, whatever. What's it called? You remember who does the burning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you're talking about. And I can't think of them either.
Corps of Engineers.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they've been on waiting list forever. They couldn't push out his fire brakes, but never would burn it. So he's going to burn it himself. And, they were asking me about, well, yeah. Well, I used to have a lot of, but before you put that Bigfoot plot in, I had this, had that, had this, had that. It's like, yeah, man, it is what it is. And Jim was like, well, you could have a better neighbor. But anyway, he said, well, what's plans? I think I'm doing corn. Really? Yeah, I'm going to try corn. I'm going to try it. I mean, it may burn up and die, but I'm going to try it. So anyway, they were kind of like, what? Like, Nobody's doing corn. So, well, we're fixing to see.
If
I get it to go, dude, it's going to be
it'd be awesome.
Probably pretty epic. But trapping coons, that's another thing we got to kind of get on to. Because you know what? Another thing, I got lots of information that I've stored over the last 2 weeks. Coons destroy up to 60% of turkey nest.
Oh, I'd heard that.
60%.
They're nest raiders?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, see, I've heard pigs are bad too.
Yeah, for sure. But
because
the hog deal's kind of weird.
Hogs are growing right now. I don't know what's going on.
I got same guy, the haircut guy. He was like, man, I got a new thermal scope. Can you put me on some pigs? I dude, I don't have any pigs.
Yeah. I got to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing, dude.
Yeah. Nothing. So I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to complain. I'd love to know. I'd love to ask somebody that knows like what's going on.
Yeah.
Because
need to get a biologist
I went from, what did I say? I killed 18 year before last, and this year 0.
I mean, they may just have a fear of your place now.
Maybe. I don't care.
Spread the word.
Although I did buy a gun specifically for killing hogs. Now
pigs.
I ain't got to fire it this year, so that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, I'm glad they're gone because literally last year I think I blew through 4 pallets of corn.
Yeah.
This year I barely made it through 2.
Yeah,
because the corns aren't gone, because the pigs are gone.
Yeah, pigs are gone and acorns.
Yeah, and acres.
Yeah. Gobs and gobs.
But those pigs, they'll literally they'll come in. That's why I got a pretty good buck coming. I'm not going to go out there and shoot these pigs. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And after like 45 minutes of pictures, like I'm going.
Yeah,
can't take it anymore. I'm out of here.
You get me that text. Yeah, killed another pig. Like what?
Yeah,
I can't stand it, dude. I can't stand it.
No, I'm suppressed shooting subsonic, and that's really a cool story too because there's been multiple times. So I quit shooting them in the head. I'll just like double tap in the gut and let them run off and die. And I've done that a couple times. Like I'll shoot 2 or 3 and then go walk back to the house. 15 minutes later, have a shooter on camera with that suppressed
nice.
gun. Yeah.
Nice.
Like, all right, this is pretty cool.
You didn't blow the woods out.
No. Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. You shoot those subsonic rounds. It's almost, you can't really hear it. It's like shooting a pellet gun or something.
I still couldn't get over the scope, dude. That was just, that's insane, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was there was a cat right there.
Yeah.
I don't even have a cat.
Yeah. I was like, what the crap, dude? That dude was glowing.
Yeah. It's pretty legit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that thing. I hadn't got to mess with it a whole lot this year. So maybe try a nighttime coyote hunt or something, see what happens just to be able to use it. I don't know if I get bored.
Well, I told you about my, for Christmas. I don't buy myself much, but
yeah.
Brother, dad, mom all got together and got me a gun so I don't have to hunt muzzleloader anymore.
Sure. Yeah. You got to back up.
400 Legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, when I walked in there, the AR section was there and it gave me pause.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if I bought?
Yeah. Well, here's what I want to do. If I start trapping coyotes or trapping coons, like I want to get like a little AR-22 and suppress it. Just like shoot them coons. That's just used to buy another cool gun.
You can't have too many, man.
No, not at all. Matter of fact, I just ordered a safe today. Luke's moved out now, so I'm going to change his room into put a safe in there, a little desk so I can do my computer work, and my scent crusher closet, and put all my hunting stuff in there. So I'll walk in there and get changed and have my bows hanging in there and all that stuff.
Kind of a man cave or
a little bit ish. Yeah.
Man cave-ish. Yeah.
I got to get all my hunting stuff out of the bedroom because my wife's, she's so tired of it. But like, I got nowhere else to put it. I mean, I got to have it. So
yeah,
I'm going to swap that over.
Well, our old studio up there is
that's
all my hunting stuff.
Yeah.
It's crammed into that room. So
yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to converting that over. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of hardwood flooring. I ordered some, basically like this camouflage wallpaper. So I'm going to do one wall in camo. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Man cave.
Make a little man cave-ish stuff deal.
Cave. How many guns you get? What size safe?
Oh, I think it's a 54 maybe.
I was going to say, I think mine's
54,
36 or something.
I think about the 54 long guns, and I think it holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 12 handguns.
Mine's not big enough, so that's the reason I was asking.
Yeah, I went
a big one.
I went a little bit oversized. I don't have that many guns, but I got a bunch, and some of them I haven't touched in years.
Yeah, I don't have that many guns either.
I'm not a gun seller. Like when I buy one and upgrade, I got 270s and 243s and 223s, and I don't really use anymore, but I won't sell them. Hang on to them.
Nobody sells a gun, man.
Nah. I got all Luke's youth stuff, youth 410, youth 20 gauge, youth 22.
Well, that may eventually be
Yeah, I'll hand
grandkids one of these days.
Yeah,
So
I'll hand it down eventually when he gets to that point. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's cool.
Yep. That's life. That's what's going on.
Well, I think, dude, the next thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and cut that bedding pocket.
Yeah.
Since the weather's decent.
Sure.
And it's finally like almost dry enough to even walk around.
Well, I know my place is wet still.
Mud
I almost
bog.
got the old golf cart buried up in the low plot the other day. It's like, I'm going to cruise down. Oh my God.
Fall off in there.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I think, dude, I'm going to, I kind of walked around out there and looked kind of where I wanted to put it.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I was trying to try it and see.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of one of them deals you're talking about canopy.
Yeah.
Well,
worst case scenario, you're going to have a bunch of browse. In my bedding area is kind of like that. I did have a bunch of rubs around that area.
Mm-hmm.
I did not run a camera over it this year like I did last year, but last year I didn't have really bucks bedding there per se.
Right.
But I can tell you that switchgrass 1/4 acre deal, total, I mean, bedding all in that thing.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So,
yeah,
I'm going to go brush hog that one down too. Maybe it'll really, because it was 4 feet this year.
Something I'm going to try too, dude. I was going to tell you this. You just made me remember. When I brush hog my switch.
Yeah.
You know, it seems
I was kind of waiting for year 3 to get mine done.
Yeah. I'm going to fertilize it. When I take it down.
I put urea on mine 2 years ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
When I take it down, I'll probably just, grab some triple 13 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to all of it just to see, because, this year.
I think urea is the way to go from what I read.
Is it?
I think so.
For switch?
You might want to check on that. But
okay.
I'll
look into it.
I think that's why I did mine. I think it was like urea was the way to go. So
okay.
I'm going to probably buzz mine down. What is it? Clethodim. I've got some at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Spray it and then come back a couple days and fertilize the crap out of it and just see what.
Yeah. See, I've never fertilized mine.
Yeah.
Since the establishment of it.
Yeah.
I've never fertilized it. So
I'm kind of into those liquid fertilizers now. I've been reading and watching a bunch of videos on it, even for the food plot stuff. Like, man, I kind of want
to see if you did that, you would want your plant emerged already coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thought too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you might want to read about that. Double check me on that, but I think urea is the way to go.
Is the way to go on switch.
They say you really don't have to fertilize it, but I did, and I think it was urea is why. I read it somewhere. That's why I probably did it.
I walked around out there, and I get some knockdown every year.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. I don't know if it's because the plant's not strong enough.
Or because your dad drove through it or no?
Well, there's a whole section down. It's still down, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was walking around, dude. It was like 5 to 6 feet. I mean, I'm standing out there and it's as tall as I am,
My north end's that way.
Yeah.
Like it's legit.
And I'm like, man, I wonder if I came in here and really hit it with the right fertilizer in that early spring.
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
As long as you don't burn it up.
Make that root base even bigger, maybe thicker reeds or whatever.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
So I'm going to try that too.
Yeah.
So that's, I will mow mine just because that's what I've had the best success with.
It's on my to-do list for sure.
You can go out there right now, when we're this late before green up, this late in the winter, and you really see how well your switch is doing.
Mm-hmm. See how big
you can
as
just
I said, that
really
south end, when I switched to that southern blend, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's done really well.
The other stuff, what is Cave and Rock, the stuff I put up front, it's fine, but it's like really segregated, like pod here, pod there, pod there, and that stuff I frost seeded down low, that southern blend, like, dude, it was fire. Like, it's one.
See, that's
giant.
All of mine's Cave and Rock. That's what all mine is here, but I am, what am I, 5-6 years in now?
Yeah. See, I'm year 3.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm 5 or 6 years in, and I kind of walked around out there at the plot, and, like I said, I was kind of looking for sheds and stuff, but I thought, man, okay, I'm going to really try to look into, strengthening up this switch.
Yeah.
And if it could even get deeper, would be even awesome, even better,
So, yeah, I see a lot of guys burning it, but I think mowing does the same thing, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I know Sturgis was big against, he said you didn't have to burn it. It's kind of a waste of time, but,
about it,
but mine would go up like a torch right now. I guarantee you, as soon as it dried out. And,
yeah. I can't do mine because it's ringing my big food plot right next to the woods everywhere. So.
Yeah. You can set the world on fire.
Yeah. It'd be a done deal. I'd be one of those guys on the news like, well, the mountain's on fire. I was burning off some switchgrass.
If you see this, man, it was him.
Yeah.
Well, man, welcome back finally.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Always fun to do a pod. And
yeah, for sure.
That's all we got today, guys.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.